I know it might not look very good, although it probably looks better than a C920, but I'm just working with whatever options I have right now. Hello, my name is PokerFaceAvat and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the third episode of This Week in Speedrunning. Now, let's see all the interesting stuff that happened last week. The original Rayman from 1995 is a pretty hard game. It's nowhere near stuff like NTSC Battletoads or Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, but chances are if you played it as a kid, you didn't finish it and it got stuck somewhere in the middle. In terms of speedrunning, the game is fairly popular, with the PS1 USA version and the PC version being the most popular, having over 30 and over 20 runners respectively. The game also had like 17 other ports, but these are understandably not as popular. The PS1 world record is faster by about 3 minutes than the PC version, and this is the version we're talking about today. The name Dexterra might sound familiar. He is a man with a documented 6-year history of actively running Rayman. This week he not only took the world record from Conky by beating his 1:17.08, but also got the first 1:16 by a second. It is the last minute barrier in the current state of the game. Seeing as his sum of best is a mid 1:15, I realized this has to be significant, and it is. Dexterra himself said he had never thought a 1:16 was even possible, but then again he had said the same about 1:20 at the time. The highlight of the 1:16.59 is surely the ending. Pay attention to the hits, 3 in a row followed by 4 in a row.
Come on. Oh my god, that's good. Oh my god! Oh my god! Let's go! Holy shit, that last fight.
These are all frame perfect. Dexterra says he's probably not going to grind the time any further himself. He points out his main issue with the run, the Allegro clip. It's about 20 minutes into the run and saves 19 seconds of a run that tries it and fails, so it's a must-have in a world record run. Also, the important part, it's frame perfect, and understandably, resetting the first 20 minutes because of it must be very annoying. But hey, don't worry, category is not dead yet. According to Dexterra himself, Cronky has already been on a 1:16 pace, so we might see a new 1:16 soon. Life is Strange is one of my personal favorite games in general. The issue with speedrunning it is just it's not very fast. Unskippable cutscenes and unskippable dialogues make it so that the any percent run takes over 5 hours. But it would be simple to just leave it at that. Long, boring, skipless run, next. The issue is, it actually has a few skips, some of them hard, some of them important. They could make up for an interesting speed game if not for everything the player has to sit through. The any percent category saw a new world record this week. Avuka beat it with a 5:05.28. It involves a couple new skips aside from executing the previously known ones well. So let's take a look at a couple of them. Here is some stuff this run uses. Skipping cutscene triggers by looking at items, which lets you move just a tiny bit forward. Wall shimming at high frame rates. This particular one lets you skip the breakfast section, and therefore is called Breakfastest, and saves about 5 minutes. Similar barn skip that lets you skip the barn and access the dark room in the basement without going through the barn first. This is one of the hardest skips in the game and is super annoying to do 4 hours into it. And then Mashing X, which skips a 40-second cutscene for reasons unknown. Special shoutouts to Crispy Hanako on this one. If you played the game, liked it, and you feel like you might find something, please, by all means, try. Maybe it's just me looking from an LES fan point of view, but I see some potential in these skips. I certainly wouldn't expect anything special from a game like this, so it's good to see there is a community of very patient people behind it. Ghostrunner is a game released last year that already got some speedrunning attention. So much so there is a competition started just a couple days ago that will go on until the 8th of May. The rules are pretty simple. Beat the jacked up level with no dash reset, inbounds and on the classic difficulty. Also using the invincibility glitch is banned, but that's just a game-wide rule. The competition has been announced on Steam, but the hub for it is actually the level leaderboard on speedrun.com, which is pretty convenient. Everyone who wants to qualify has to post their run there. The world record holder gets to pick 2 games from the prize pool, while the second and the third place get to pick 1 each. Alright, but what does it all mean? No dash reset. There's an ability in the game that lets you have 4 renewable dashes instead of the standard 1. But if you go to the ability menu and turn the ability on and off, you instantly have 4 even if you used them already. So that's banned here. As for the rest, inbounds and difficulty probably speak for themselves. If you played Ghostrunner, you might as well try and join in, as the world record only takes a minute and 12 seconds. Thanks a lot to Grakiet for giving me this info. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. Now, if you're not very into Zelda speedruns in general, this is the barrier skip one of the holy grails of Zelda speedrunning in general. It's also the pausa one, or manual super swim as civilized people call it. And also the one with hard and super RNG heavy, though later kinda fixed, zombie hover at the very end. And yes, technically the SD version uses all of them as well now, but they all originate from the HD version for the Wii U. There was a new any % world record of this game posted to speedrun.com fairly recently. A runner by the name of Mr. Alberto 23 got a time of 50 minutes, and that's it, that's the time.
Alright, I have to not die in this fight. If I get hit, I die. My heart's pounding. And there you go, Wind Waker HD any percent in 50 minutes flat. New world record. What the heck, dude? What?
50 minutes flat, saying, quote, "I wouldn't be surprised if this world record lasted forever." So I obviously had to ask, why? The moment you look at obsoleted runs as well, you know something's off. The only 50 on the boards, and it's not like they're tiny, 115 runners, and the second best time ever is 51:16, done fairly recently. There has to be a story here. The previous route for the game, the bomb skip route, was discovered in March of 2019. The 54:15, that was a world record at the time and right now is the third place, made Alberto wanna try any % with it. After a full year of attempts, he managed to get the first 51 in the game by a mile with a 51:34. This run was considered so ridiculously good, and not without a reason. It was 49 seconds off his sum of best. Everybody else's sums of best were lower than his PB at the time. Sub 51 was simply not happening. Recently a glitch named pause storage was discovered, allowing to skip some cutscenes, effectively saving about 4 minutes in any %. Alberto wanted to submit this run to GDQ but had to wait for the Pro Controller, which is required for the glitch to work. He only got it 4 days before the submissions ended. 8 hours before the 50 was done, Joe Aish managed to beat the 51:34 with the new route after a week and a half of actively attempting the run, and it wasn't easy. Alberto's old 51:34 is still considered to be a difficult time to get, even with the new route, which just shows how amazing the run was back then. It only took about a couple hours for Alberto to get the 50, so sub 50 should be doable for him, but as he said, he wanted to focus on 100% right now. One thing I can say for sure is the 50 is one hell of a submission video. As Alberto is not going to push any % any further, the only thing I might add is good luck to everyone else. I have a confession to make. I was a bit too ambitious a bit too late with this episode. There's 2 things that I didn't have the time to make proper news of, but I still wanted to mention them. Crash Team Racing saw a new 101% world record this week. Hypnoshark beat it with a 2:11:56 that might not be on speedrun.com just yet, but it's there.
It's gonna be close. Yes! 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 Let's freaking go!
The category itself has seen over 20 minutes of time saves in the span of the last 4 weeks. That's mostly thanks to new findings such as item storage, allowing players to do trophy and token at the same time. The second thing is the original Metal Gear Solid. The All Bosses category on PC saw some movement lately and is slowly but steadily going into sub 1 hour time. At the moment of recording this episode, the time stands at 1 hour and 1 second. And I'm just curious, is it sub 1 already when you're watching it? The link to the leaderboards, as everything, is in the description. Finishing up, as always, let's look into marathons happening soon. Break the Record Live Minecraft starts today, that's the 30th of April. If you're not familiar with BTRL, it's an invite-only event organized by ESA, where top runners compete throughout the weekend for 12 hours a day. The one to be the fastest in that time wins, but the hope is for the world record to happen as well. This time it's all about Minecraft Java Edition Random Seed Glitchless. Aside from the $10,000 prize pool for the runners, each sub 15 time will get a $4,000 bonus, hopefully leading to another $20,000 given to the runners. Make sure to tune in on Twitch at ESA Marathon. GTA Marathon is back to provide everyone with speedruns of GTA games and GTA clones. GTA Marathon 2021 starts on Monday, that's May the 3rd, and will go on throughout the week, morning to evening. Full schedule can be found in the description, and it is packed with everything there is to expect from a proper GTA marathon. I know I said GTA a lot, just please check them out. That would be all for this week. Everything I mentioned is in the description. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to not miss the next episodes. Also, do leave a comment if you have anything to add to this week's news. Don't forget to follow the show's Twitter at SampleText, where you can also DM me with any news from your community. From all of us here at This Week in Speedrunning, thank you very much, and see you next week.